On a Monday evening in May last year, university student Anna Jedrkowiak had finished a shift at a restaurant in Ealing and was walking home with a friend when she was brutally attacked by a man wearing a balaclava and armed with a knife.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon or good evening, hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the Crime Times Tales, and today we are going to take a look at the heartless murder case of Anna Jedrkowiak. A man named Dennis Akpomedaye, age 30, has been sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 29 years after he stabbed his ex-girlfriend, Anna Jedrkowiak, to death and attempted to decapitate her following the end of their relationship. The brutal incident occurred on May 17, 2022, in an alleyway in West London, after Akpomedaye stalked Anna for a distance of over 130 miles. During the trial at Kingston Crown Court, Judge Rajiv Shetty described the attack as ferocious and savage, highlighting the absence of any evidence suggesting a mental disorder or disability that could provide mitigation for the crime. The court learned that Akpomedaye waited for Anna to finish her shift at a restaurant called Las Iguanas in Ealing. He then followed her and her friend to a deserted alley. Wearing a balaclava and keeping his hood up, in a chilling act, he proceeded to stab Anna, known as Ania, around 40 times, including inflicting a neck wound that investigators believe was an attempt to decapitate her. Akpomedaye, who resided in Newport, South Wales, was found guilty of murder at Kingston Crown Court. Anna's mother, Danuta, who resides in Poland, expressed her grief and despair in a statement read during the proceedings, emphasizing that the perpetrator, this murderer, will continue to live despite taking her daughter's life. Anna's sister, Katerina Gloaka, who lives in the UK, tearfully described her own despair and anger, lamenting that her baby boy would never have the chance to meet his end. In addressing Anna's family, Judge Shetty acknowledged the unimaginable horror and devastation they had experienced, expressing his hope that the sentencing would, at the very least, contribute to a sense of justice being served. The court learned that the couple had initially met online in January 2021 and dated for approximately a year before Anna ended the relationship. Prior to the murder, Akpomedaye had engaged in manipulative behavior, threatening suicide to emotionally blackmail Anna. According to Detective Chief Inspector Brian Howie, Akpomedaye's escalating actions instilled fear in Anna as he repeatedly insisted that they would be together no matter what.
This was a premeditated attack by a man who simply could not accept the end of his relationship with Anna. When he said to her, "We will be together no matter what, I will find you," he meant it.
The investigation revealed that Akpomedaye had been spiraling into a dark hole, facing financial difficulties, and living in squalid conditions infested with maggots. Despite being injured during the attack, he sought treatment at a hospital under false names, providing a fictitious story about being a sword performer injured during a failed trick. Nevertheless, a trail of blood led investigators to the location where Akpomedaye had discarded stolen items belonging to Anna in a pond in Gunnersbury Park. Through a combination of CCTV footage, forensic analysis, and phone records, the Metropolitan Police managed to apprehend him within 22 hours of Anna's death, arresting him at Victoria Coach Station as he attempted to return home to Wales.
We quickly identified Dennis Akpomedaye, who lived in Newport and was Anna's ex-boyfriend. His image was a match to the CCTV. We suspected he would attempt to flee by the same mode of transport they arrived on, so we deployed to the coach station with a photograph. By following this trail at pace, Dennis Akpomedaye was arrested in under 22 hours for the murder of Anna.
Throughout the investigation and subsequent trial, Akpomedaye displayed no remorse for the murder of his ex-girlfriend, refusing to cooperate with the authorities or attend court proceedings. Anna was described by the police as a bright, positive, and talented young woman who had shown concern for Akpomedaye's well-being following their breakup. Tragically, Anna's promising life was cut short by a cowardly and dangerous individual. The ferocity of the attack was extreme, leaving her family and friends devastated by the circumstances of her death. The professionalism and dedication of the investigative team were commended by Judge Shetty, who acknowledged that the loss suffered by Anna's loved ones cannot be healed by the sentencing, but he hoped it would provide some closure and a sense of justice. An autopsy confirmed that Anna died from multiple stab wounds. The swift gathering of evidence, including CCTV footage, allowed investigators to reconstruct Akpomedaye's movements, leading to the recovery of crucial evidence and DNA. The Metropolitan Police's Specialist Crime Command led the investigation, conducting urgent inquiries at the crime scene and surrounding areas to piece together the events after the attack. The thorough investigation resulted in Akpomedaye's arrest at Victoria Coach Station, where he was attempting to flee. Anna's family paid tribute to her, describing her as a kind, gentle soul with tremendous talent, ambition, and determination.
For my family and I, losing her leaves us an enormous hole in our hearts that will never be filled. It's unbearable pain, a pain that will never go away and will be with us for the rest of our lives.
They mourned the loss of a beloved family member, emphasizing that she was destined for great things. The sentencing of Dennis Akpomedaye brought some measure of closure, but it cannot undo the tragedy or fully alleviate the grief and pain experienced by Anna's family and friends. Detective Chief Inspector Brian Howie, the senior investigating officer, expressed his sympathies and thoughts for Anna's family and friends, both in the UK and in Poland, acknowledging that they would never fully recover from the tragic circumstances surrounding her death. He described Anna's life as being taken by someone who was not only cowardly but also extremely dangerous. Anna's vibrant personality, her caring nature, and her dreams for the future were abruptly cut short. The loss of such a remarkable individual deeply impacted those who knew her. And during the trial, many of Anna's family members, university colleagues, and co-workers attended a vigil in her honor. The post-mortem examination revealed that Anna had suffered multiple stab wounds, adding to the horrifying nature of the crime. Detectives swiftly gathered evidence, employing CCTV analysis, telephone records, and forensic examination to build a comprehensive case against Akpomedaye. Their tireless efforts led them to the recovery of the murder weapon and other stolen items, as well as to the identification of crucial DNA matches.
She suffered 40 stab wounds to the body and a deep wound to the neck, almost decapitating her in what was a brutal and cowardly attack. As her attacker fled the scene, Anna died in an alleyway. She was 21 years old.
The court heard how Akpomedaye's actions had become increasingly obsessive in the period leading up to the murder. Unable to accept the end of their relationship, he resorted to emotional manipulation, threatening Anna and exhibiting possessive behavior. Despite Anna's efforts to distance herself and start a new life in London, she tragically fell victim to Akpomedaye's relentless pursuit. As the judge handed down the life sentence with a minimum term of 29 years, the severity of Akpomedaye's crime was reiterated. The court recognized that Anna's family would forever carry the pain of losing her and that her premature death had left an irreplaceable void in their lives.
Across the Met, there is an unrelenting effort to tackle violence against women and girls and to prevent the stalking and harassment of victims. If a partner or ex-partner shows behaviour that is fixated, obsessive, unwanted or repeated, think of these 4 warning signs and contact police.
Anna Jedrkowiak's story serves as a painful reminder of the devastating consequences that can arise from abusive and possessive behavior. The justice system has delivered its verdict, holding Akpomedaye accountable for his actions. However, no sentence can truly undo the loss and heartbreak experienced by Anna's loved ones, who must now navigate life without her presence. As the community mourns the loss of an extraordinary young woman, Anna's memory will live on through the love and admiration she inspired in others. Her family and friends continue to honor her spirit, cherishing the kindness, talent, and determination that defined her too short life. My condolences goes out to the family and friends of Anna Jedrkowiak. What do you guys think of this case? Do you guys think he was mentally unstable, or was he just that crazy ex-boyfriend who just can't move on with his life? Drop your comments and tell me what you think. Look after yourselves and one another.